Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? It's Angel the Twin, and we do have a brand new Overwatch patch hitting the live servers today. It's not a new patch number, but it is, I think they have it as like a hot fix right now. But we've gotten the patch notes from the PTR moved over to the live servers. There are some differences though, and you'll see as we go through them what those differences are. Redemption. Before we get started though, I just want to ask you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you guys know all the time when our videos are coming out. YouTube won't just notify you if you just subscribe. I don't know why they do that, but you gotta hit that bell, all right? Like the video too if you enjoyed it, and share it with your friends. All right, enjoy the video. First off, we have Hanzo, and his storm arrow, the damage was reduced from 70 to 60. So here you go. It now takes 4 body shots to kill a, I believe these bots are 200 health. 4 body shots to kill a 200 health hero. They nerfed those. I think that's an okay nerf for Hanzo. It's not going to be crazy, but it's going to make him feel a little bit better. Next, we have McCree, and as you can see, McCree's health is 200 HP. They did not go through with the 250 HP buff, and his fire rate is actually the same as before. They didn't nerf the fire rate. What did come over is McCree's ultimate being able to move while casting Deadeye, right? It no longer locks your aim, so you can move around. Let's just get our ultimate here. All right, let's see if we do this. So we can get that much. You see that? That's pretty cool. So nice little buff for McCree. I think they thought that with the changes to the tanks, McCree would be a little bit too strong at 250 HP, even though they slowed down his fire rate. So if they were unhappy with that, I'm sure they had their reasoning, but let's move on. Next up, we have Reaper, and his passive, his healing amount, was reduced from 40% to 30% of damage dealt. It's kind of hard to show it here in the practice range. We're going to take a little bit of damage here because the bots are so big that you end up hitting them with almost all of your bullets. But you'll see here, it does take a couple more shots from like at least this range to heal him up to full health. Even though he's killing the bots, he's just not getting the same amount of healing. This, I think, will push Reaper right off the edge of like being really, really good. I think he'll be that pick that you choose when, you know, Monkey and Ball are being played, Winston and Ball. But other than that, I think this kind of pushes him over the edge of not being like a fantastic pick. Now we're moving on to the tanks. We've got IRISA here, and IRISA, her fusion driver, which is her primary fire, the damage was reduced from each bullet from 11 to 10, right? So it's going to take a little bit more. I mean, with headshots, it's still insanely fast at that range, right? But if you're pretty far away, you know, and like you're not hitting all your shots, it's just going to take, how many bullets can you shoot per second? It's going to take a little bit longer. Let's just leave it at that. It's going to take a little bit longer. I'm not going to do the math here. Her Fortify cooldown was increased from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. So here, use your Fortify to 1, and then you can see lower right that her Fortify cooldown is 10 seconds. 2 extra seconds before she gets to use it again. It is a very good ability, so having a little bit extra cooldown on it is not a big deal. Last and not least for IRISA, her halt, the snare duration was reduced from 1 to 0.65 seconds. And you can kind of see it here when you see how they like almost drop immediately. In fact, I think it's a little bit better here. If you go ahead and pull, it actually won't pull him all the way. Like he'll be able to stay there. Before, you'd be able to pull that bot right off, but because of the change in the time that it snares them, the bot's able to actually come back towards where, you know, where his original spot is. And that's it for IRISA. Some pretty big nerfs to her. Her shield previously got nerfed, so we might be seeing the end of IRISA. Maybe. She still seems pretty strong to me. Next up, we have Sigma, and Sigma's Gravitic Flux, which is his ultimate, can now be interrupted before targets begin falling. So that means that if you are playing McCree and you get caught in his ultimate and you can flashbang him, you can actually interrupt the ultimate. You'll drop from where he picks you up, but you won't take any of the damage. I think Brig Stun also interrupts him. I think killing him interrupts him, obviously. But other than that, he can be interrupted, so that's really important. He could be hacked. I think he could have been hacked before, but That's kind of big. And then his accretion, the explosion damage on his accretion was reduced from 60 to 40. So this move right here is just going to do a little bit less damage. As you saw there, only did 40 damage to that bot. They didn't nerf Sigma's range like they did on the PTR, so maybe they felt that was a bit too much being taken away from his kit. But again, if they didn't bring it, they probably have a reason for that. And that's what the PTR is for. You know, they can throw stuff on there, try it out, and if they don't like it or they don't want to bring it to live, they don't bring it to live, which is why I think this patch came out so quickly. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have Baptiste. Baptiste got some nerfs. His recovery time for his primary fire is increased from 0.35 to 0.45. So it's up 0.10 seconds, but you can actually feel it. It takes time in between. You can't just like spam down an opponent. It's still pretty fast, you know. It's not a super nerf, but you can definitely feel it. I constantly feel myself shooting just a little bit faster than I can because of where it was before. So I'm pressing that M1 just a little bit too fast right now, and you can feel sort of this this lag. And then his biotic launcher, the secondary fire, the heal explosion was reduced from 60 to 50. Now I do believe that they just mean the size of the AoE. I don't know if they mean the healing. That's something that's confused me a little bit. Actually, it might be the healing. Oh, I think it's actually the healing, not the radius. Yeah, it looks like the healing was actually nerfed. So that's kind of really big. It's only 10 healing, but it's definitely noticeable, especially with the amount of damage in the game right now. That's going to be kind of big. I think Moira might be seeing a little bit of a comeback. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but wow. Okay, so Baptiste actually got nerfed pretty significantly. His damage output's going to be less, and his healing output's going to be less. You just got to play a lot better, a lot more cleaner as Baptiste to keep him up. And that's going to do it, guys. That's going to do it for today's patch. It was very interesting. We got a lot of the changes that were on the PTR and some of them that weren't. I think that might be the first, actually it might be the second time that's ever happened where we had changes go to the PTR and not come to live. But that's okay. That's what the PTR is for. It's for testing, and I hope they keep updating the PTR and keep bringing out the changes as fast as they possibly can. No more of these like long patches on the PTR where they're there for like 2 or 3 weeks and then they come to live. I actually don't like that at all. I think it takes way too long, and by that time a lot of people will have lost interest in, you know, the current state of the game. Again, guys, like I said before, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We've got Overwatch content. We also have some Temtem content coming out, new game. But I do plan on doing a lot more Overwatch content. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe and like the video. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends. All right, guys, have a good one. Good luck out there on your games. I'm Angel the Twin, and I'm out of here. Peace. You just gotta keep moving forward.